film's pitched to you, and you sit down and you listen to it, what are your first initial thoughts?
Well, see, I got a phone call saying that he was interested in my playing this particular role, and then I got to read the script, and it's amazing to have somebody hand you something where they actually thought of you in the writing of it and the construction of it. So it makes you want to believe that you can do what they're asking
Sure.
you to do. And in my case, I had Russian to learn. I mean, it was sort of, there's no way he would have known that I could do that or not, but I leapt at the opportunity, and I was just dazzled really by the combination of different styles that the piece was in, the sense of humor behind it, and his spirit is, he's a remarkable spirit and remarkably creative, and I was dazzled and I leapt at the opportunity.
And then even Michael, for your character, I mean, obviously he's kind of the antagonist, but in a lot of ways, in the early 1960s, he's the modern American male. He has his family. He's a lot of pressure on him. What was the complexities of bringing out that in that character?
Yeah, well, I think you just kind of summed it up there. I mean, I think that's what Guillermo was going for. I think that's why he puts the character in there in the first place. Yeah, it's interesting because I guess if you look at if they would have made this movie or a movie like this, a B movie like this back in the day in that era, that Strickland would have been like the hero.
Right.
So inverting that is kind of smashing the whole notion of heroes and villains to smithereens in a way, I think.
One thing about Guillermo is he's more of a throwback filmmaker to me. Like, there's practical costumes, practical sets. How does that advantage work in favor of your guys' like acting and playing those parts and living in that world?
It saves you from having to play your scenes with a green screen,
right?
Which is wonderful, if you can actually just sort of be in the space with the creature in this case, and it's real and it's right in front of you, and he's swimming around and he's reacting, and it makes everything all the more immediate and connected, I think, in a way that our imaginations get stretched when we have to imagine such creatures in front of us.
How about for yourself?
I remember when I was doing Man of Steel in the scene where they're like, so this is Zod looking out the window of a spaceship at his planet as it explodes, and he realizes that his civilization is gone forever. And I was looking at a green screen with a piece of orange tape on it, and the orange tape was my home planet.
Yeah, right.
It's a close-up.
Yep.
I'm just like, that's all I got. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's easier when there's real stuff there. Yeah.
What do you guys want audiences to take away from this film? Because it could be interpreted in a lot of different ways. But personally, what would you like audiences to take away?
I just hope it's a brief respite from all the relentless chaos and bad news that seems to be hurtling at us every single day. It's so hard to even look at a newspaper nowadays. So, that's one of the great things about what someone like Guillermo does is he provides you another place to go, and he fills it with light and beauty and good things.
He calls it a fairy tale for troubled times, and these are troubled times, and it gives us some magic in our life again and makes us think upon beautiful things for a while, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing that these movies, or his movie, can do.